What's going on, folks? I'm Renegade. This is going to be a slightly different video than what I normally make, but there's some pretty big news happening. If you pay any attention to the news, obviously, our president currently, Donald Trump, is always in the news. Always. And Tuesday, he's going to be having a rally in Wildwood, New Jersey. If you don't know where Wildwood, New Jersey is, that is southern New Jersey. In fact, it's about 5 miles away from water. It's also only a few miles away from my house. I'm currently working on the island of Wildwood, and yeah, you get to see a lot of what's going on. See a lot of Secret Service, a lot more unmarked but very clearly law enforcement vehicles, a lot more police, and kind of because of where I am, I get to hear a lot of what's going on. We've had officers come in and talk about, they're pulling everybody for this security detail, and all the Secret Service guys are showing up to scout everything and to make sure that everything is planned out, and it's a big thing. They're talking about security and closing certain things down as security, and it's some wild stuff. We've had some military vehicles doing flybys as like training exercises to make sure they have everything planned out, everything. It's wild. Now, regardless of what anybody thinks about Donald Trump, the person, Donald Trump as a president, his political views, and I don't care about any of that. This is not a political video. This is not a political channel. This video is probably going to be one of the most political things I ever say, and it's not even going to be about politics. Not really. Regardless of what anyone thinks about it, this is a big deal for our little town. I mean, this is winter. It's off season. It's dead here. When I say little town, I mean very little. I've talked before about the fact that our population during the winter is very small, and it grows exponentially during the summer because we live at the beach. So this is a big deal for our little area, and we're expecting a ton of people to show up. I am lucky that I don't have to work that day. I say that because of a couple of things. One of which is going to be the traffic going into Wildwood to get onto the island is going to be a nightmare. So I'm glad I don't have to deal with that because I hate dealing with mass traffic. So thank goodness. But the other thing that concerns me is the amount of people. And the main thing that concerns me is the types of people that are going to show up. Again, this video is not pro-Trump. This is not anti-Trump. I don't really care if you are pro-Trump or you are anti-Trump. It's not the point. The point is that in our country, currently, we have many people who are very anti-Trump and who are very pro-Trump. And they are not about to meet in the middle unless it's for a clashing. You see this right now. I don't know how it's going to go out, so by the time you might be watching this, you might know more than I do currently. Now, we've seen it since day one. Even while he was running, there are people who are very against Trump and will hate everything he does, regardless of how good it is, just because they hate him. And there are people who will love Trump, regardless of how bad anything he does is. They're just all for it. So it's all very for or very against, and they're not going to work together. We've had almost 4 years of this, and we're still doing the same thing. Pro-Trump and anti-Trump clashing and not wanting to work together to get anything done or find any middle ground, anything like that. Yeah. That's my concern, because there's going to be a ton of pro-Trump people who show up here for the rally. And even if they don't have tickets to get in, or they can't get in, they're going to be here to show support. I also suspect a ton of anti-Trump people who are going to be here not to support him, but to protest. Those two sides meeting up could be dangerous. Because I don't know how far anybody might go. I never know with humans. Humans are unpredictable. That's going to be a scary situation. I'm glad I don't have to go to work because I don't have to be anywhere near that stuff. I'm staying home, bunkered down with the cat. Maybe I'll go outside and work on a motorcycle. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home. My big concern is the extremists. And I'm only bringing this up in relation to politics because it's the current events. You see this in politics, you see this in religion, you see this everywhere. And unfortunately, as time is going on and our society is changing and evolving, if you want to call it that, extremists are becoming more and more prevalent. And part of that's the media because they show that more often. It's not good. Not at all. Using Donald Trump as an example, because like I said, current events. You see people who are so for or so against that they're not going to work together. They're not going to listen to the other side. Republicans and Democrats don't want to listen to each other. They don't want to work together. They just want to clash. They want you to see their way. They want the other side to see their way. And that's it. No in between. People are the same way. They are going to clash with people who don't believe how they believe. People these days are going so far to extremes that they want you to listen to them. They want you to think their way, believe their way, everything. It's their way. Their way is right. Any other way is wrong. No, I'm not listening to anything you have to say because it's wrong. Regardless of what the points might be. It's really sad. In the last few years, we've seen a big movement and big changes in terms of the LGBT community. What is acceptable, what isn't acceptable, what is legal, what isn't legal, what is right, what's wrong. It's been a big thing. To me, it's always been comical because they'll tell you that Adam and Steve can't get married because it will change the idea of marriage. It is a threat to marriage. First of all, no, it won't. But they don't want to listen to anybody who might say, well, look at their situation, look at how they are happy. Just like Linda and Jenny are over here. Just like Bob and Joanne might be over there. No. They're wrong. And they're not going to listen. Again, these are just a couple examples that you see all the time. And any aspect of life that you want to talk about. People not wanting to listen to the other side, not wanting to listen to other views, that's a problem. Now, I thought that was kind of what society is more based on. The idea, especially something like, social media, networking, media in general, it's about bringing ideas and having conversations. That's why I do this, because I want to have a conversation or start a conversation and possibly give different thoughts, different perspectives. But these days, is it happening? Is anybody bothering anymore to pay attention? Or are they just going to argue and say, no, I'm not listening to you? Not cool. And now, with Trump coming to town, I've said over and over again, I'm neither for Trump nor against Trump. This is not that type of talk. But the people, they're going to show up. They're going to be a real interesting thing to see. Because now, what we see on the media, people so for Trump, people so anti-Trump, they're going to come together Right here in my backyard. Not literally, but a couple miles away. Yeesh. And yes, I understand that there is a bit of irony in the fact that I'm here saying, you know, people want you to think their way, don't want you to listen to anything other than because it's going to promote what they think. They want you to think their way. And here I am saying, hey, I want you to think my way. But my point is more about listening and being more open-minded. Even if you're not being super open-minded, at least be more tolerant of what someone else's opinion is. Within reason, there are certain things like we won't get to, we won't get into it. Child molestation, animal abuse, murder, rape. They're not, no matter what you think, that shit's wrong. But we're not talking about that. The idea is to more be willing to listen to what someone else has to say and not dismiss their thoughts or go against their thoughts strictly because they're not your thoughts. The world needs to work together more. And maybe some of you are watching from other countries, watching America. If you are, please do leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your opinions on what's going on in our country right now, because I can't help but imagine that part of it's a little fearful and a lot of it is comical. From an outside perspective, a lot of this is going to be really funny. But we as a world, we as a society need to learn to come together more. We need to work together. We need to listen to views from other people and take their views into consideration. Listen to the points that they are making as part of their argument. The world shouldn't be fighting this side versus that side. Two sides should be working together to find a common ground, something that will work for both sides. It's supposed to be a give and take. And mostly a give and take of ideas. We don't have that. What do we have? Now, I'm just a idiot mechanic. Not in politics at all, but at least from my point as a U.S. citizen who's fairly ignorant, but kind of switched on, it didn't seem like this presidency has done a whole lot. And to me, it seems a lot more like it's because of the fighting. People who don't want to support somebody because they don't like that side or they don't like that person. Not just with Trump, but, Congress. Democrats versus Republicans are clashing so fiercely. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But hey, I'm an idiot with an opinion. And my opinion, and my thought, and my hope is that we can all learn to kind of work together rather than just strictly fighting each other. Because the more we fight, side versus side, the less we're going to accomplish, and the more it's going to end up tearing us apart. Many, many, many years ago, there was a big thing that happened in the United States. Put one side versus the other inside our country. Caused a lot of bloodshed. What was that again? I just can't remember. Yeah, I said it. It's not that I think that Donald Trump is going to lead to a civil war. It's that the reactions to our current president, to our current government, to the current opposing sides from wherever you're standing, if things aren't changed quickly with the mindset of our country, things are going to get hairier as time goes on. And I honestly do not believe that things are going to change if we end up getting a new president. I think things are going to continue getting worse. And I see that in religion. People are so devout in their beliefs that if you don't believe what they believe, you must clearly be against them. and no room to discuss and give any validity to any beliefs that that person might have just because they don't believe your thing. They don't believe your book. It's not good. Really not. With Trump coming into town, this makes me think about it all more. Because that argument is going to be happening just miles away. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that this is a bigger problem in our country. This is a bigger problem probably in our entire world. So I would love to see people just kind of get along, and you don't have to believe every belief that someone else has. But a conversation should be just that. It should be a conversation. You should listen to what the other side has to say, whatever that topic is, and not dismiss it so quickly. Not fight it just because it's not your belief, not your thoughts. But hey, I've been accused of being a dreamer. Who knows? Maybe that'll happen one day, maybe not. But it's something to think about, isn't it? Guys, I know this has been a much different video than what I normally do, and trust me, regular videos are coming back soon. More work being done on the intruder. Hopefully that'll be coming next episode. Weather is kind of fighting me. What can you do? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyways. If you stuck it out all the way to the end through my rambling, thank you. And of course, if you have any comments about this topic, whether you believe me or you don't believe my opinion, leave it in the comment box. I always read them. I'll always respond. Maybe we can open a conversation if that's the way you want to go. Until next time, guys, I hope you all have a good one. Keep rocking and rolling. I'm going to keep taking care of business. We'll see how Tuesday works out. Hey. See you next one.